And greetings unto you, a beloved and a holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. For breathing the same atmosphere as me. For choosing to be here now. That is the thing we're going to talk about today. Choices. Choices. Infinite choices. So many choices that it's impossible for us to ever exhaust them. You can keep making choices every single day, and there will still be more choices to make. And that's a bit much. That's a bit much right now for a lot of us, right?
Oh, they gotta give me a choice.
What am I what am I supposed to decide? Give me my bottle while you're
You
passing.
want this?
Please. Thank you. I was just pretending to kick my poor bottle. I don't know if you now is broken or something, but I'm gonna pretend like it's not. Joy V, I seeth you, seeing me, and I look at you, and you look at me, and I look at you, and you're looking at me, and I'm looking at you. Sabina is here too. Shannon and Nana, thank you. Christian he's not sleeping anymore. He's awake officially. He's now awake.
Oh my
My coffee, half my coffee that I'm still drinking. It's nice and cold. I'll pour myself a cup of Hermes Plur. Extra intentions, you say? Uh, extra intention of decisiveness. If we're gonna talk about choices, I want some extra decisiveness. Decide. Certainty. I feel all of those would be nice. Is that a Poodleballen I'm seeing? Of course, Poodleballen. Woo! I think it's the first time I'm seeing your username, Fred. Thank you for joining me with such enthusiasm. It's nice to see you too. Oh, he has risen, I hear. Oh yeah. He's awake. Hello. Yep. Hello from Nashville. Welcome, friend, to South Africa. I mean, it's more like welcome to a white wall and a person that lives in South Africa right now. But yes, welcome to South Africa. Lamau, get an oil called Awaken. And every time I see it, I think of Deathlock's song. That's what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. Saw the Discord link. Thanks. Thank you, Poodle. Do you have another username on Reddit? Or on Discord itself? Maybe I've seen you before. Maybe you're streaming or you found the link through Haywire Hill probably, right? It's nice of you. They should find you here. Jose, can you close the door, please?
The door. Sure.
I would really appreciate it. Just because there's a lot of ambient noise coming from there.
That makes sense.
It was closed.
This century, right?
It was closed when I sat down, you know.
You
When
you want it closed within this century.
when I came to sit down, I was like, yes. First do thing A, and then I'm never gonna forget that sound though. I'll never be okay again. I'm gonna have to take my brain out and scrub it with steel wire. I took a microdose, Christian.
Oh yeah? Very cool.
I'm feeling it though.
You feeling it?
I feel calm. I feel collected. I feel like I made the right choice. I spent like 37 minutes meditating, bro. I know specifically 37 minutes because I remember setting myself an alarm for when I had to go and get ready. And I told myself that I'm not gonna look at my phone again until the alarm goes off, which was 37 minutes later. And I just had to sit. I just had to sit in the absence of choice, right? I made the choice to be still. And then I had to sit in the absence of choice, in the absence of doing. And as I'm sitting in this absence of doing, my mind starts to generate things that I could be doing, should be doing, would be doing if I showed up in a different way, if I practiced different skills. And we're getting close to the end of the year, right? So as soon as we get into this part of the fractal, my mind instantly goes into this reflective mode of really considering, have I been making the right choices? And I feel even more important than that, asking yourself if you've been making the right choices or not, is are you happy with the choices you've made?
Have you been making the right choices?
Have you been making the right choices,
Have
Christian?
you been making the right choices? You know, I'm an agent of chaos, so my choices often involve a factor of happiness only if they aren't similar to the choices I've made in the past.
I'm gonna pretend to understand what you mean. Yeah.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm.
Ah.
You wanna share that again? For
That
a,
I'm an agent of chaos.
yeah, that part I got.
So my choices often have an aspect of happiness only if they are lacking in similarity to the choices I've made in the past. So I like new choices.
You like
I like doing
new things.
things I have not done before.
So it's interesting you say that specifically because I was thinking about today's stream topic in that context. You know, I was asking myself why I want to live 1,000 years again today, right? What is it I want to see? You know, and it kind of like came to that point you just made. I want to see different choices,
I want to break free.
and it's a joke. It's a bit of a joke because right now, here as we are, there are more choices than there has ever been in existence. I can choose to do anything.
So many choices.
So many choices, Christian Merce.
You should kill your mom.
No, please, with the everything and anything and everything, dude. You know, I made a list today, Christian,
Oh yeah.
of things that I should be doing instead of anything else, and that list goes: learn how to use Python. It's a programming
Wow.
language. Learn how to use Blender for character rigging and asset making. Learn how to use Unreal Engine 5 for the creation of environments, VR or not. Learn how to coach properly. Learn how to, or not learn, just write. Write book, write classes, write video
Me
ideas.
too, man. I want to learn how to write a book.
Dude. And then read. And I think there might be another thing as well. You know, and I'm writing these things down on a list of things that I should be doing. Things that I should be doing, choices that I should be making. And I'm tripping myself out about it being hard, Christian.
It's so hard.
It's so hard to make the
Everything is
right
so
choice.
freaking hard.
Right? And then my mind goes to this place of is there such a thing as a right choice, Christian? Really? Is there a failing?
Is there really a choice?
Is there even a choice?
Or is it all just an illusion of choice? Is it all just like flowing into a story that already is written and you just think you're making a choice?
I think that's a little bit much for this earlier in the morning, Christian. Let's not go into the illusion of reality and choice as large. Let's try and keep it to the perspective of we have a bunch of choices, and even though we have made choices, right? We've made choices about how we want to live our lives, what we want to eat, how much we want to exercise, how much we want to do when it comes to our creative projects, when it comes to the skills we want to gain. And then there is the difficulty of actually realizing those choices. It's almost like making the choice is easier than conforming to the choice. Learn. My intention is to learn. Oh, please teach me.
Are you hearing?
I'm learning, Christian. I feel like I'm a bad student. I feel like I'm a bad student, and I've been stressing out about the world, thinking I'm a bad student, bro. Like, especially this whole visa process. Yes, it's messing with my brain. The 7th, friends, the 7th of December, Wednesday, coming on. Care Bear, I see you now, friend. Thank you for joining me. I'm missing a few comments right now. I'm getting to them. Like, I have this interview that's awaiting me. And from everything I've heard, all of the videos I've watched of people going through the process, it's stressing me out. You know, I feel like they have all of these requirements that feels like a test, and the thing is the answers are on the internet, and I feel like I'm failing the test preemptively. So I have to try and cheat at the test lest I fail it completely.
Have you gotten some of the cheat papers?
The what?
For immigration.
Up, down, left, X, X.
Y,
I'm just imagining myself standing in the consulate office.
Oh, you're welcome.
Here you go. It's like sick. Oh goodness.
Teabag.
Some of your friends be like, what are you doing, Melt? So in certain games, like specifically GTA is one of the most popular ones, you would have these cheat sheet papers. Like you would have an actual piece of paper that you would painstakingly write these codes down
I
on.
remember doing that shit as a kid.
Dude, like flashback.
Cheat sheet, dude.
Actual cheat sheet, right? And then you could just like
Flashbacks.
do these things to get yourself nicer items or cooler guns or whatever.
Flying cars,
I wish-
professional weapons.
Please, if you know any cheat sheets, up, down, up,
It's stuck
up.
in my head, my information. Oh.
Teach me. Teach me, I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. I am trying to learn though. I'm trying to learn how to make good choices, Christian. You think I'm making good choices?
Yeah, sure.
Don't say yeah, sure like that. You should be like, actually no, and then X reason.
Okay,
Actually, yes.
Actually, no, because I feel like it.
That's not a good reason.
Why? Why is it any less of a reason than anything else out
I feel like you're making bad choices. I guess that's you know what? I can take it. I'm okay with it. Do you feel I'm making good choices? Start asking for approval of someone else. I'd be like, yeah, man, Griffin making such great choices. No, I don't really need to do that. I'm joking. Poodleball on Twitch and Discord. I make lots of bad choices, but I love my bad choices. You see,
Me
now
too.
we're getting into some sussy bobussy
There's
territory.
such beautiful mischief in that.
Dude! You know what's on the inside of this joint paper?
Mischief?
Mischief. Christian. Mischief. Oh, stop it with your. Stop reading my brain. Stop. Get out of my brain. Mischief. Learning mischief. Yeah. Good and bad choices. Yeah. Oh, man. Joe, thank you for joining us. Says good morning and good day, friends. I do hope that everyone appreciates the blessings that they have been given today. I'm appreciative of you. The blessing is just your presence right now, man. I feel I've been one of those days where I have a hard time counting my blessings properly. I woke up pretty irritated. I was kind of irritated. I was irritated, but I wasn't acting irritated, right?
For me, I think what I really hate about waking up from an afternoon nap is that the nap feels so freaking good right in the moment. Like it feels like cocaine.
And then your alarm goes off and you're like,
And then you're like, just another like half an hour, but that's a trap. Bro.
Mhm.
That's
It
a
just
fucking
never stops.
trap.
So it will
never
suck.
ends.
It will suck your soul forever. Choices. Choices again. Will you take that extra 15 minutes on top of the nap you just had, or will you start doing things? You know, and then who am I to say which is right, which is wrong? Again, I feel instead of asking ourselves whether or not we've been making the right or the wrong choices in life, ask yourself if you're content with them. Are you content with these choices you've been making? And I feel that's where I'm struggling a little bit, Holmes, is I do feel content with my choices. But I feel at the same time like I'm not doing as much as I know I could be doing. Right? I'm just gonna casually learn how to code Python / use AI
It's
tools.
not like there's entire degrees that exist.
Exactly. And then on top of that, I'm gonna casually learn how to use Unreal Engine 5, and then casually learn how to use Blender and array characters, and then casually learn how to, like it's literally like 10,000 hours per thing to get good at it properly, you know. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I should be doing all of these things at the same time. And then I look at my day and the amount of hours I have and the amount of things I'm trying to do with that time. And my brain is like, bruh, you should be making these choices. And the other part of me is like, bruh, even if I make these choices, there won't be enough time for me to realize these choices. And then it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm happy that I've made the choices I've made to be in this moment with you now. That's where I am. I'm happy with the choices I've made this year. I made a commitment to get better, and I feel like I've really transformed. I love life instead of fearing or dreading it. I decided to let go and be happy. Doesn't that give you hope, dude? Shannon, that was Shannon's words, dude. She's happy, bro.
It's good.
She's happy.
It's very good.
Cold, probably. She's like, yeah, but happy. Hi, all. Appreciating my blessings, Joe, for sure. Thank you, Ryan, for sharing the love. Breath, eyesight, nourishment, safety. Things to be grateful for. Christian and I have similar energy. That's why we probably love one another as well, brother Joe. Hey, Gear Bear. It's nice to have you here. Just gonna say hi again. You're gonna be so fine, Mel. Thank you. Thank you, Shan. Trying to be fine, right? I'm tripping out about a bunch of things right now because I'm being faced with this very peculiar fractal where the US consulate is expecting me to be something. And only if I am this something will they allow me to come into their country. And this something they want me to be is what I've chosen not to be. Right? I guess that's the trip I'm being faced with right now, dude. Is I have to go and pretend to be something I'm not in order to do the things I want to be doing. How about that, dude? You think that's part of the human condition? Fuck. Pretend to be something you're not so you can do the things you want to be doing. The thing that scares me is we're really good at pretending. We're so good at pretending we believe ourselves. I refuse to lose myself or in general. Yes. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I'm making the choice. I absolutely hate interviews. Everyone I have done have been completely different.
Me too, yo. Me too.
Nothing.
I despise interviews. It's such a fucking disgusting medium that you have to sell yourself as a being to some other entity that to prove your value. Like you're some freaking product. Oh fuck. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest.
No, good. I was waiting for you to say something. I'm happy that Servina was able to pull it out of you. Yeah. That's where I am as well right now, dude. Like, for me, it was the wording of, I feel like I'm a criminal. Like, I am a criminal in the eyes of America. And I'm, like, desperately trying to prove my innocence. Like, that's how I feel going through this process. And it's... so it's quite something. And I guess it's even worse when you're trying to get a job. And nothing like a practice I have done online or with so-called employment experts. You know what? I'm gonna light this joint. It's Sunday. I have done as much as I can for today when it comes to trying to get my paperwork in order. I've meditated. I've exercised.
Gemediteerd.
I've eaten something.
I'm actually craving something sweet.
Something sweet.
I wanna spoil my little something sweet.
What is something sweet that I would like these days, bro? Maybe some ice cream. Bro.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm feeling. Maybe some like Oreo crushers. video.
Choices, Christian. Making choices. I see. I don't know if PK is here actually still, but I see you, brother Bay. Love to you. I'm making the right choices.
Are you?
I'd like to believe so.
Well, then you are.
It is what you believe after all, right?
20 years down the line, you might believe you made some of the bad choices, some not so good choices.
The thing that really kind of gets to me, Holmes, is I'm being faced with this choice of doing things that I know I should be doing, while at the same time I realize the choice I've been making to not do them is because I believe there are people more skilled than me that can do it better. And instead of me trying to gain the skill that they have to try and do it in the way that I'm trying to do it, collaboration, I believe, is the way I can really make things happen in the future. And then it creates this duality in me of, do I want to be one of those dudes, one of those bosses that's like, oh, if I can do it myself, I'm gonna fire you. I don't really know if I do. Right? And that's a choice you have to make. And then I ask myself, am I lazy? Or am I trying to keep myself from going insane? Can you see?
I do think interviews are designed so that when you do hire someone that they will be happy in the role. It is also important for the company to make sure that they hire someone that will do the work. It's valid to remember the other side of the coin as well, though. It's like they don't want to just accept you and knowing that you might not be a good fit for what you're signing up for. Maybe the higher powers above are like, maybe it's not a good idea to let this particular person into the US because they might just get mauled by our locals or something.
I guess it's an important choice to make if you're an interviewer as well, right? Your choice can influence the future of your company, after all.
Future of the person you're interviewing.
And that's technically one of the things I want to talk about today, dude.
A really good liar gets hired for an incredibly vital role, and they start suffering because of their own lies and bring everyone down around them.
Bit of more than they can chew. So I'm happy we kind of touched on this whole future thing, bro, because that's a part of the thing I was thinking about is how your choices have impact.
Impact you.
Your choices matter.
Matter.
All right, so it's this duality of feeling like we have so many choices, more choices than we've ever had in existence, and at the same time, your choice, exactly what you choose, matters more than it ever has. We're being faced with annihilation as humanity right now. Right, that is the ultimate choice. Do you want to live or do you want to die? That is what it really boils down to. That's the ultimate question. And a lot of humanity is tired right now.
So tired.
So death becomes a lucrative, attractive choice when you're this tired. Choose what makes you happy. In reason. Thank you, Francis, for joining us, friend. Choose what makes you happy, but within reason. What do you think is that reason, Christian? No harming of others? Is that reasonable enough?
What makes you happy?
Choose what makes you happy. Within reason. And what do you think that reason is? What do you think is justifiable as a reason for the choices that you make? If not love, oh, if not love. I'm trying to ask myself why I've been postponing on certain choices. And I ask you this question, trying to find an answer as well. Especially when it comes to code. Programming computers is not easy. Surprise, surprise. It's possible. You can learn how. But it's not easy.
They're calling it a science, bro.
It is a computer science, exactly. And I really want to know how to do it. I feel deciding, making the choice to learn how to will benefit my life because it's going to be adjacent to the things that I'm already doing. But there are new tools coming soon, real soon. Artificial intelligence tools, where instead of having to learn how to code, the computer already knows how to. And the thing you need to get good at is giving it instructions of what you want coded.
You good.
Yeah.
English teachers are gonna be the new coders.
Huh. So that is the thing I'm being faced with right now, within my own choices. Am I choosing to be complacent because I'm lazy, or because I feel the technology isn't available or mature right now? Think about this. Do you think I'll handicap myself? Let me ask it in this way, Holmes. Do you think I'll be handicapping myself, learning how to code the old way, if there's a new way coming within the next 5 years? He's in cyberspace right now.
I'm in cyberspace right now.
No, he's not listening to me.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm in the middle of
You're like the only person that will be able to answer my question.
Say
as well.
again?
Do you think I'd be handicapping myself by learning how to code the old way if there are AI tools coming in the next 5 years?
No, not really. It's important to know these things. It's important to fundamentally know how they work.
You know what I want to learn first? Just how to use GitHub. Oh, I feel like that's a big one, dude.
It's not hard.
Just to like run pip files and stuff like that, bro. You want to teach me how to do that, Holmes?
Sure. No problem.
Maybe I'll start there. Choices. You know what? I'm watching myself from the future, multiple different versions of myself, where I make this choice completely, and then suddenly there's 10,000 hours gone. Oh, I'm just sitting in front of a computer pressing buttons, and I'm watching myself being like, bruh, do you want to make this choice? Do you want to live this life? And extrapolating away from just the work that has to be done, I think about the impact that I can have in doing so. You know, again, how much good can we do if we do things? If we're actually trying to do things, if we choose to. I love that Christian went to the most provocative question right away with choices. Christian is like that. He keeps me on my toes. R1, R2, L1, L2, up, down, left, right, select exactly. And, I think you're making bad choices in your choice of an advisor there in the room. I listen to him in the same way that I would listen to, how do I describe the relationship I have with Christian? Imagine you're playing a game and you get a companion character. But the companion character's job is not to help you, is to challenge you. And in challenging you does help you.
I'm like a cat that can talk.
You see, like, I didn't want to say it like that because I felt like that was the meaning. But yes, like meowing. You know, I'm listening to the meowing, and then sometimes your cat meows, and then I'm like, oh, well, meow, oh. And then sometimes I say things to the cats. You know, you think I'm making good choices? Cat looks at me, goes like meow. I'm like, oh, what's wrong? I don't know if it will help or not, but is everybody hitting the like button every day? I have a fantasy where YouTube might place the video in searches more frequently if we have, if we religiously like the button. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for that encouragement. Maybe it would help. Probably it will, but it never mattered to me. And I feel again, I don't know if that's a choice I'm like consciously making. It feels like in a weird way I'm trying to make the choice that no matter what, the upvotes don't matter. Not really, right? They can be some sort of metric for success, for success. But I don't want to be comparing myself to the amount of numbers I'm getting, right? Because if I get 10 numbers today and then I get only 7 numbers tomorrow, did I fail? Did I lose 3 number because I was 3 number worse? So I'm here for it. If you friends believe I'm worthy of an updude, feel free. It's free, fortunately. I updude on everything every day. I could updude from my alter Google account to you're doing fine. Thank you, Shad. Please don't. So, hey Melty, I just got back from a competition in the World Axe Throwing Championship.
Fuck, that's cool.
That's the type of friends I have, dude. Like, he actually does throw
That
axes.
is actually so rad.
He really does.
I want to learn.
He also lost, what, 20 plus pounds? Gare Bear is an absolute gangster. Gare Bear has been making good choices, throwing axes.
Gare Bear, teach me how to throw axes, dude.
Would that be cool,
Oh,
Gare Bear?
no.
Gare Bear, were you competing or spectating? 1 win, 2 losses, best of 3 matches, was competing. That sounds like a win to me. Thank you, Fred, for joining us. Mel, yes, I'm calm. I saw when you got the blanket around you after yoga, I knew. I never wanted rain on your American parade, oh dude, but I have had my doubts about the trip since you first spoke about it. This country is horrible for so many reasons. Brother Joe, I'd be lying if
Come to South Africa, bro.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't have doubts as well, right? And I trip myself out about manifesting on the one side where I'm like, am I manifesting this thing to fail by thinking it might? Or am I giving myself like an escape route to be like, yeah, it's okay if I failed because I knew I was going to the whole time. Or what choice am I making here? It's a little bit much. I don't think the country is horrible. I think people's choices are horrible. The country is just a country, right? A platform on which people get to make choices. It really is. I would move to Germany if I could go anywhere. Come to South Africa. It is probably worse here right now, but we can make it better, slowly but surely, I'm sure. I do believe this country has potential. We have freedom. I think freedom. I think we have more freedom than America, to be completely honest. Sweden for me, I believe you will get here if you truly want to. I will in time, like I think the biggest thing is just gonna be there. I'm gonna have to be famous or something, famous and rich. You're gonna be like, oh, you're famous and rich. Of course you're gonna come to our country. Oh, not famous? No, please. Keep your filthy, disgusting self far away from our country. But I have money. Oh, you have money? Actually, come on, spend your monies here. Oh, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. And it's not. I don't want to believe that, Sam. I believe that people die. People will die. And then people like you will come into power. People like me, right? And then they'll have more compassion, having suffered the lack of it. Hopefully, I believe in you, humanity. I see, for some reason, you know what I saw as soon as I closed my eyes? The Assassin's Creed logo, dude. That little, maybe it's A for anarchy. Maybe anarchy is the thing that I saw. No, Joe, no doubts. Manifest what we want. Thank you, Strand. Thank you for manifesting with me. I'm so isolated as I can be inside these borders. This place sickens me on so many levels. Joe, be the change you want to see and all that, right? Like instead of thinking about how disgusting the spaces we find ourselves in is, realize that you can make choices for yourself that doesn't perpetuate that disgustingness. You know, and then if in your bubble, in your world, those choices are true, then it will eventually bleed out into your relationships. You know, other people get to do the same. The bubble goes bigger and bigger, you know, will melt more and more, if you will, until we touch enough people to make the switch. Unity Consciousness 2044. Let's go. Mayor Sam, thank you for joining us, friend. We need a hippie revolution. We just need everybody to decide, to choose, to make the choice, to not be victims anymore, to not be taken advantage of, to not be a part of a system that exploits.
Revolt.
No, we
With
don't.
the
No,
rich.
no. We don't have to revolt. We don't have to fight. We just have to stop, Holmes. Think about that. If every single person on planet Earth
Stop
today,
going to work.
yeah, just decided to stop,
Yossi,
that is
Bobossi.
billions of dollars.
We should start that initiative,
Gone.
actually. Do you know how many people will join in, dude?
That's how we make real change. We're not gonna make change by fighting more.
We just stopped working.
We just stop.
Suddenly, global economic crash.
People stopped. What? Yeah. People are stopping. Why are they stopping? Because we're literally
Too tired to carry on.
grinding them into capitalist pulp and then using that pulp to lay bricks of debt so that we can lay more pulp and lay more debt. I'm sorry if I'm making this a little bit dark.
So dark.
It's a little bit dark. But we get to choose. And we will. It's just a matter of time. I believe it's going to take us at least, no, at most. That's the way I want to say it. At most 22 years, right? 2044 has a very prominent, like it shines in my head. Very bright. Come to Canada, Susanna. I would love to. I think they probably have the same hoops that I have to jump through though. My spirit knows what is good and is aware of unhealthy influences. American culture is an unhealthy influence. Christian is an unhealthy influence, dude. Is the way he just looked at me. I thought he wasn't gonna hear anything. He was like, "Excuse me." Actually, we exercise together. We eat whole foods. You're a pretty healthy influence. It does brain damage me a lot, though.
Good old brain damage.
Oh, Susanna, that is why it's important to me to be the change we want to see in this country. I agree. I'll stop. You don't have to stop anything, friend. Just be. Just allow yourself to be. I feel so much good happening to me when I try to do good for others. It's almost like you are those others, right? And if you're in a place of happiness, of abundance as a self, you can perpetuate that place of abundance, of happiness in the self selves, which is the same self that you are. Meaning that on a net total level, there is more good in the world. Who doesn't want that? Why are we fighting that so hard? I'm usually pretty chipper about the world, but every once in a while I look around and I feel disgusted by the state of this world. It can be tough. You can see the horizon. I feel you, Joe. What choices are you making to change it? I think that's the thing we have to ask as well. Joe, you're entitled to your feelings, your experiences are valid. Thank you for that, Sam. I agree completely as well. Yeah, Shan, it's something hard to have hope. It's sometimes hard to have hope. But I would like to think that all it takes is a movement of loving intentions to take hold across a large group of people. It's almost like we're showing up every day, my brother Ryan, trying to be the glue that holds dishes together. The melting, right? The pulling things together to the point of fusing them. I am dual. My mom's from California, and I'm not gonna lie, I was bullied a few times for being American. Susanna was bullied for being an American living in Canada.
Oh man.
Did you have an American accent? What type of things were they making fun of? Were they making fun of the culture and then attaching you to the culture? Unreal Engine 5 is new in and of itself, and I've seen people make short films in Unreal Engine 4 as well as games. So if you're dedicated to learning it, it's a worthwhile and will be for a while. I know, Savina. I'm not unaware of these things. I really am not. I've seen how powerful. I mean, Nanite. You see, just like when it comes to getting beautiful stuff, beautiful worlds without these extreme hits to your computer, in the world building aspect of that, the resources they already give you, the assets they might make available, it's such a cool skill to know. But it takes time. It does take time. My life is duality. I'm in a constant state of I'm in a constant state of debate that exists between intelligence and spirituality, both of which have a decent grip on life. I feel what you're saying, but and instead of trying to give you something, I'm just gonna share with you a feeling or an experience I had today. During that long meditative session that I had, I was going through this choices question, right? Like choices I've made, choices I want to make, and then at one point I realized that I was kind of exhausting myself with this and I stopped. And then as it floated away from me, I was like, oh, I stopped. And then I realized I was back there again. And then I was. So, intelligence and spirituality, right? Both of them have a grip on reality, always, ceaselessly, at infinity, right? But it's just which part of it you want to melt into. And the wordy part of me is interesting, has clever ideas, wants to do cool things. But the spiritual part of me just wants to be at peace, just wants to be calm, wants to not feel anxiety, wants to not feel like I'm not good enough, wants to not feel like I'm a bad person for one reason or another, right? Isn't that what we all want? The choice we all have to make. The ripple effect, I agree. Strangely, I feel more balanced than most. I feel so as well, friend. I feel like your experience is wide. You're relatable, Joe. For all of us, I've been dissociating lately. I don't know if I heard dissociated. At least I haven't had the opportunity to reflect properly enough to give it words. You want to share more of that, Suzanne? Why? Is it a choice to dissociate right now? And if it is a choice, what does that choice say about you, and how does that choice help you? Yes, you can manifest failure, and it's hard not to once you start. It's just as easy to manifest success. It is. It's the same trip, right? Both ways. I'm just a hermit for all the reasons someone would want to be a hermit. I'm a hermit too, brother Joe. Like literally. Here, some perspective on America. In Britain, there has been over 40,000 people enter the country illegally, mainly by boat. This is considered unsustainable and a major problem. In America, around the same number of people have died to gun-related crimes, and much of the population and politicians do not see a problem. This year alone, for both numbers, 40,000 people have died by guns in America this year. And the majority of it is like combat related, right? Like territory related. Uh, us versus them murdering. Us versus them. Then suicide, then accidental deaths. You know that your likelihood of dying from a gun, you dying from a gun, goes up exponentially by owning one. My dad owns guns. He likes his guns. He really likes his guns. From this perspective of they can't take our guns, type of. And I'm like, dude, you know what one of the most trippy moments was, and you were there for it, Christian, at my birthday, dude. Well, like the little shindig we had at our farm. So I come back from China. I was there for two of my birthdays. So we have like a little bit of a birthday celebration for me with my friends. We have really good speakers. One of my friends is like in staging, so he has access to real good audio and mixers, and we run a generator to play music, and we're dancing, we're having a good time, and we took psychedelics, so we're tripping out. And my dad comes up to the copy with a 9 mil gun, and he's like, "We're gonna go target
So
shooting."
awkward. That's so awkward.
Dude, and then they don't go somewhere else on the farm. No. They stand there on this, like, imagine like a little mountain, and then it has like a path up it, all right? And they stand on this path shooting at things with these guns. And I'm like, desperately, like literally, there's desperation in my voice and my character to get my dad to do this somewhere else. And he's like, "What's wrong? Don't your friends want to shoot guns right now?" And I'm like, "No, Dad. We really do not want to shoot guns right now."
I did a little bit misleading though. I think it was me that was like, I was excited about trying to shoot a gun at some point, but that wasn't the right space and time, I guess, for me.
Like, and he told me that. He told me, "Oh, but your friends want to shoot guns." And there was none of my friends shooting guns with him. There was Maralise's cousin who was there as well, Brunette. She shot the gun. One person, the only person that wasn't tripping, surprise, surprise as well. Choices, dude. And my dad saw me as the crazy one for not understanding why he was making these choices, right? Yeah. I don't know anything. Generalized stress, Susanna. Do let us know, friend. We're here for you. Your feelings are valid too. In America, around the same. Okay, what do I want? Exactly, Susanna. I feel you, Joe. I love being where I am in the hills away from people. Soak up that nature. You, as a conscious node of the infinity, needs to. For all of us, please, Shan, keep doing it. If we all had the confidence to be ourselves, the world would be a beautiful place. You have the confidence to be yourself, Christian?
Huh?
I think you don't always, actually.
Confidence to be myself.
Mm.
hmm
Why do you not always have the confidence to be yourself, Christian?
Why does the wind not always blow?
Thinking, I'm absorbing, letting it melt into my brain. Like, I understand why the wind doesn't always blow, but I'm trying to attach it to why you are not always confident, right? What conditions have to arise within you as a person for you to be confident in yourself? Like, what is the sun beating down on the ground, heat rising up to the air, creating a vacuum? What is that for you?
I feel pretty confident when everyone else is happy around me. I struggle when there is one person that's struggling in the room, even if it is just one person.
That's interesting, dude. Because I feel I'm almost the opposite, right? Where I try to tune into the collective happiness. And you're tuning into the empathetic side of yourself, where the individual sadness is what you try to pick up on. Do you feel your confidence is reduced in a situation like that because the other person's is? On the same empathetic level?
In a way. Or it's boosted if I have to show an example of what it can be like to be happy. Then I don't know myself as well as people think they know themselves.
Even though what you said is beautiful, it instantly brought this fractal up in me of this KGB interview, dude. The dude starts telling him, "Let me introduce myself." And the dude interrupts him and he tells him, "What gives you the idea? You know you better than we do." And like the video that I watched was basically going into depth about self-reporting versus external observation. Do you think your self-reported confidence level is lower than the observed confidence level?
Not sure how to answer that question.
As in, if people had to be asked about you and how confident they perceive you, what would the number be from a 1 to 10? Confident being 10. And then if you had to rate yourself of how confident you believe you are, do you believe that coefficient would be higher for the self or for the external perception?
Yes.
I'm using good words, right? I'm making sense. I'm trying to get to some depth here, and then I get yes as a response. Yes. I feel my inner self-confidence coefficient would be lower than my external observed confidence coefficient. I feel people usually perceive me as more confident than I actually am. Right? Like I do believe my biggest struggle is anxiety. Think about that. My biggest struggle is anxiety. So something I've been working on a lot. Something I feel I'm pretty good at. Because I can be in a state of extreme anxiety and be perfectly still. Just tripping out. Literally losing my mind, but not saying anything, not doing anything, not running away, just being with it. And I do pride myself in that. Christian, you have...
To answer your question, I think I'm more confident than people think I am.
That is really interesting. That is really interesting.
The thing is, I'm also more confident than I think I am. I usually end up surprising myself in the situations. Like diving with sharks, for example.
Yeah, that's a doozy. One of those things you don't know you can do until you're doing it, huh? Choices. Don't realize you're capable of making a certain choice until you've made it. I feel like a water wheel in the stream of information. The influx never ceases. My journey is learning how to divert the waters that aren't drinkable. Beautiful. The closest I've gotten to, that's Brother Joe. The closest I've gotten to that type of understanding is like fruit, where every word you offer, like I kind of think of as all as these life, as above, so below. And then your words and the things you choose to share are like fruits that you're offering other people. And someone listening to you is their way of eating the fruit you're sharing with them. And then at the center of each fruit is an understanding, an insight that you're trying to share, right? And sometimes people have come to bad insights, maybe about themselves that they're trying to project onto you, and then they're offering you rotten fruit. And even rotten fruit can serve to fertilize your roots, right? But you don't necessarily have to eat it. I like your water wheel analogy as well, dude. Very beautiful. I'm looking for pure water. I don't mind people owning guns. I don't trust most people's ability to negotiate a killing machine, though. Just having a real day today. Sorry for sour flavors. No sour flavors. Just experience, dear friend. Right? Like, the whole point of these streams is to kind of come to terms with infinity. Really come to terms. Like, I'm going to be spending an infinite amount of time doing this. growing an infinite amount, seeing an infinite amount, having the ability to reflect on an infinite amount. And I'm going to feel an infinite amount of things and say an infinite amount of things about the things that I'm feeling. And I hope that the coefficient at the end of this stream will. I hope that at the end of this whole stream, like journey, when I die one day, if something analyzes all of my streams, I hope that love is the truth that arises from that. Right? And your feelings right now, sharing this, what's your words exactly? Your real day with us, that is still love. Right? I still love you just as much, and you're still here loving us as well. So, friend, you're doing fine. We love you. You're good, Joe. It's better to express than compress. Exactly. Holding you closer to my heart, Joe. Thank you, Shan. Lolo's here too. Howdy to you. Starting to sound like a commercial for a male pattern baldness. What? Did I say something about Maynard Palomares?
I don't know.
Suddenly become self-conscious. What is it? I've been tripping out about losing my hair since I was 17, dude.
Probably what sped up your loss of hair.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been at the same level of hair since I was 17 as well. That's the other joke, is that even though I've been tripping out about it, nothing has changed. And I'm like, maybe I should just stop worrying about it.
Maybe it shouldn't be that important.
Maybe it doesn't matter at all. Oh no, little carbon nanotubes. Not really nanotubes, little carbon
Remember how
tubes.
much I tripped out when I found a gray hair the other day?
Yeah, I got a gray hair on his head.
I'll see what
He
else.
died inside a little bit.
I'm still dying.
He's still dying. People don't often know themselves. They lie to themselves all the time, deny bad traits, or those that are, deny bad traits, or that they're bad at all. Self-deception is a trait that humanity rarely realizes it has. Not realizing. I mean, weirdly enough, so this is a point I was trying to share with Johan this weekend. That in certain fractals, in certain simulations, ways of practicing an experience, you can gain something by deceiving yourself, right? You not knowing something means you get to know something in this perceived fractal that you're a part of. So you get to self-deceive by self-deceiving yourself into believing you can self-deceive, right? It's like a paradox as well. Beautiful point. Thank you, Savina, for bringing that to mind. Maybe Mel isn't confident on the inside, but he is sure good at being uncomfortable, jumping into a cold shower, pushing myself with the yoga, going fasting. The cold shower is weirdly enough the one I feel I'm almost cheating at right now, because I still do it every day, right? And it's now, instead of being this hard thing that I do, it's just another thing where I'm like, okay, now cold. And then I stand in this cold. And the thing that I've been doing is I kind of start practicing the things I believe, right? I want to make this world a better place. I want to be a better person. I am calm and collected while I am conditioning myself of uncomfortability. And I feel this life at times is going to be uncomfortable. And our ability to choose to be loving regardless of how uncomfortable we become is going to be our collective superpower. Whew. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for sharing that love with me too. Who needs tears? I love you. Thank you for joining us. You make you so what? No, you. We're drinking some more decisiveness today. I feel pretty decisive. I'm gonna choose the thing we're saying. No. Like I was talking about decisiveness and I opened 2 blank pages. This one. How is this day? How in this day may I extend the treasures of the good, the holy, and the beautiful? How about that for a choice? Huh, Christian? How today can you extend the treasure of the good, the holy, and the beautiful, dude? He's not listening to me at all. And he's doing it on purpose. I don't know if he's extending more holy and beautiful. or if he's making me extend more. How in this day may I extend the treasures of the good, the holy, and the beautiful? For the world can give you nothing, just as the world can take nothing from you. You can give the world something, but you can't take anything. How about that for a trip? All right, and Uncle Becky said this beautifully, and I echoed it to Christian today, that the only thing you can take is that breath. And that you have to let go of too. Yes. The only thing you can take is this breath. Choose to take it gently, with deep appreciation from what my guy is offering. We'll pull a card for the somehow as well. Get ourselves nice and relaxed. I feel good about my choices. I feel good about the choice of being here today. Finding ourselves in this space. It's more and more trippy to me. Like it feels like I am more and more in a state of disbelief that the choices I've made led me to where I am right now. Where I feel like I'm dreaming, you know, like you could tell me you loaded me into some sort of simulation this morning, and I'd be like, yeah, that feels like it checks out. Have you felt that way, Christian?
Yeah.
That's a weird one. There's a whole philosophy. It kind of dives deep into it. It's called Last Thursdayism. Have you heard about Last Thursdayism?
Nope.
Last Thursdayism, I think, like I might be butchering it, but it goes something in the direction of everything. Everything you've ever seen,
Happened
ever
last
heard.
Thursday.
No. Start it. All of your memories, all of the hopes and dreams, all of the food you've eaten, all of the neurons that coded for those memories were coded last Thursday. You've only experienced a few days of life. Oh, I'm gonna pull an oracle card. I don't do it often. Seems like a good time, please. And tell me what it means. Like, just, you can give me like footnotes. Be like, means you're a straight gangster, Mel, or whatever it says. Oh, please do, Gerber. Yes, absolutely. I'll pull one with you, dear friend. Let's see what the universe has to say. You want to tell me to stop?
Stop.
One of the cards that I kind of associate with, dude. Very much so. I feel like this person's me. You want to see what it looks like? You want to see what it looks like? You do? The Traveler's Prayer. You see what that is, Christian? That's a beach.
Mm-hmm.
A person, arms stretched out to the sun, thanking the universe for another day. I do this when I wake up in the mornings to sunbathe, dude. Weirdly enough, that's the thing I've been missing the most since I came over to your place, you know? Going and standing half naked in the sun. Card number 20, the Traveler's Prayer. Here we are. I love this card. Me too, Shan. It's, I think, might be one of my favorites. Especially when it comes to like cards that make me feel like, I'm resonating deeply. Curiosity and Adventure. This card celebrates the spirit of curiosity and adventure. The Traveler is a perfect embodiment of the openness. I'm sure, dude, the universe is cooling me right now. Oh goodness, I just started and I'm already tripping out. I'm gonna trip out more. This is how it has to be, right? I've raised the tripping out of whatever this fractal holds. I'm gonna embrace it fully. I'm making a choice to be as open as possible. Opening. I see a banana. Black banana. But not black as in it's bad. Black as in that's its color property. You know. Almost, or maybe like it could be like a black hole, but banana shaped. The traveler is a perfect embodiment of the openness that it takes to fearlessly step into the world and experience the many wonders that may come your way. The geometry embedded in this image was borrowed from the Mayan temple walls at Uxmal in the Yucatan. Crosses, steps, and angular spirals combine to create an ordered pattern. The figure raises his or her arms in a prayer at sunrise and salutations of another day of adventure. As you travel this wide world into realms beyond, whether physically or in your imagination, keep learning, remain ever curious, and make yourself available to a universe of unlimited potential. As you embark, a prayer flies with you, a prayer for safety and loving encounters, for beauty and expansion of your worldview, and for adventures that occur only when your heart is open, allowing you to embrace magic. That's quite something. I feel I definitely came into stream today with a question that is uncommunicated, right? And it was communicated, technically. This question of, am I making the right choices right now? And then pulling this card, the Traveler, a reminder that that is what I am. That is what we all are. We're travelers in this world. We're travelers. We're not permanent residents. This is not what is always. What is now? Curious, stay open. Weirdly enough, the curiosity one really got me. It's very hard to be cynical and anxious if you're curious. Even angry when you're curious. You can be curiously angry. Have you been curiously angry, Christian? You make me curiously angry, weirdly enough. A lot, actually.
Thanks.
Like a lot of curious anger. Where I'm like,
very nice of you. You're definitely spreading beauty.
We're like, I'm just being honest, dude. Like the curious honesty, curious anger comes from this place of where Christian says some shit or does some shit, and then I get angry, but I get angry asking myself, why does he do this, right? Why? And then I realize that he's not technically doing anything, right? How about that, Holmes? How about that, bro? We can trip out about why someone is doing something.
You always inspire me and make me feel happy and good.
Are you actually angry at me right now?
Nope.
Are you curiously angry? Are you curious about why you're so angry?
I'm just hurt.
He's hurt. You see, now it comes out. Now it comes out. Why are you hurt? Oh.
I'm making my friend curiously angry.
Like, it's not that much, bro.
It makes me sad.
Oh, you're making me sad by thinking about you being sad. Usually he slaps back at me, right? When I say shit like this. It kind of like becomes a little bit of a poking fun of. And now he's being like, oh, did you just stab me? He usually stabs me back. Stab me back, stab me. Stab me. Get some laughs out of it. Oh, I love this card. I love you. Thank you, Shan. Perfect card for today. I could not have asked for anything better. And Christian was the one that chose it. The bee and the dog. The bee invites us to celebrate the wonder of community and being alive. The dog brings guidance and protection. Oh goodness, my brain is melting doubly now. You know? Oh goodness. The bee and the dog. The bee invites us to celebrate the wonder of community and being alive. The dog brings guidance and protection as he is the guardian of mysteries. But if our intentions are good, then he will bring us through the threshold to the clear waters. Clear waters. Clear waters. Of all of the things you could have said, clear waters. Brother Care Bear. Brother Joel, I don't know if you're still here, dude, but you were asking for clear waters as well, right? Pure, clean, traveling to the US, right? A traveler. We're gonna be travelers, Shan. The perfect Care Bear, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm just constantly asking myself if things are real. Depersonalization floating above myself. So, Susanna, when you feel like that, realize the real question isn't are things real? It's is love true? Right? At least that's what I do when I feel that way. When I'm like, oh, I'm one. I can die right now and I'll continue being one. Am I here? Should I be here? What am I doing here? Right? Going through these questions. And the only way I get myself out of that loop is love true? Everything that I've had to go through, everything that had to be for this moment to be, is love true? And when I ask myself that question, it grounds me back to a state of, even if it's not real, if love is still true, then it doesn't make a difference. Right? And then the whole question of what does real even mean? Is anything real? If nothing is real, everything is real. If everything is real, nothing has to be real. It's a paradox in that as well. And what you believe about it is going to be the answer. It's going to be your choice. Your choice is the answer. How about that for a line to drop on the stream? You like it, Christian?
Huh?
Your choice is the answer to right or wrong.
Oh.
To real or not real. Oh goodness, the card shows themselves. I was shuffling and I dropped them. Even more beautiful. Thank you for listening. You know, I've gone through moments where I put them back in the deck and keep shuffling, but I feel when I actually read the cards that fall, there's even more truth in them. Curiosity is the being, Connor, and what don't comprehend yet. Curious anger is a whole other vibe. Curious anger. Curious anger can be juvenile, right? It can be destructive. Yes, Mel, you're so right. I'm not trying to be right, Susanna. I really am not. I feel you're the one that's right, you know? And I just want you to feel happy with your choices. Happy with what right you have found for yourself, kind of. Love is true, truth is the light is love, love is you. You are the light. Keep shining through. Sometimes I get so depressed, I can't even feel my skin. I get depressed from this perspective of somber, like sorrow, like a deep, it goes infinitely into myself, and it goes infinitely into myself. Like it doesn't stop ever, or is this opening up that I have to be embracing? You got this. Skin on no skin. I love you, friend. Katie, it's nice to see you again. Thank you for joining us, friend. I'm just about tuning out. Do you have any good smelling stuff, Susanna? Like oils or something? Shanna, I actually do. That's a good idea. Ground yourself in stuff that smells good. Please do, Susanna. It's gonna be great for you. Thank you, Shannon, for recommending that too. Lolo, love you. Love you, friends, dearly. Thank you for asking good questions. For choosing the right choices with me today. I know it's not easy. It's probably going to continue not being easy. But I believe the fact that you're here right now means you're capable of making good choices. And I'm super biased. Super duper biased. Don't listen to me. Yes, you are. tripping myself out. Imagining me as you, watching myself as you. YouTube is disconnected. They were back, and then I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. Thank you, Bryce, for joining me. I'm good, Susanna. Smell deeply and through grounding yourself, the connection again. If you don't have a weighted blanket, maybe get used to a bunch of blankets or something. I love that idea. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you. Thank you, Susanna, for listening, friend, for being here with us. You know, regardless of these things that you're going through, the deepness of the sadness you might be feeling, you're still showing up for love. In your base reality, in the conclusion of your life, love is true because here you are right now. Can't be disproved, right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. We are so much stronger than we all know. Believe in you. I believe in you, Connor. I was thinking about you today, dear friend. I was meditating, thinking about the choices I should be making, and you came to my mind. You know, you're an active inspiration in my life. How I'm supposed to be, how I could be creating better and better frameworks that I could potentially share, right? Actionable choices. Coming back to the whole choices thing, how can we set actionable choices into our life? And you being in my life, friend, makes me a better person. I thank you, friends, for indulging me, for going through this choice with us. Like we're collectively making the choice to make this happen, and it's also a trip. I'm so welcome, Shanna. You got this, my friend. I just love. Thank you, Melty. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Choices. I look forward to choosing this again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you again soon.